I'm Just Saying is sponsored by Zone Delivery USA. Fresh, healthy meals delivered to your door. For more information, go to zonedeliveryusa.com. Hover.com. Go to gfq.hover.com and get 10% off your entire purchase. And by Audible.com. Get a free audiobook by going to audiblepodcast.com/GFQ. Hey everyone, welcome to I'm Just Saying Week 54.
54.
I'm the ever so voluptuous Andrew Zarian.
It's Studio 54.
There you go.
Well, we have a studio audience here.
There we go.
We do.
Lon Blaze here with us.
I am.
Of course, Joanna in the purple.
Hi.
Is it meaning anything?
No.
Nothing? Just
No,
feeling purpley
just
today.
feeling purple.
A little goofy grape. Yeah.
We have a live studio audience.
We
Rock and
do.
Kieran from Lunatic Radio are here. Getting ready for the show at 8 o'clock. They're
Hi,
doing a
guys.
special presentation from the GFQ compound
Woo.
today. You hear that?
Yeah.
It's always that one car that drives by 7:03. This is every week.
If
Every
it were
week.
my mother-in-law, I'd say it was her. She's that regular.
She was.
She was insane.
So last week we were off.
Yes.
We were off. Lucky thing, too,
Yeah.
because I am once again officially old.
What happened? Because I've been reading the Facebooks. I've been reading all your updates.
Yeah. If you want to really follow a Facebook drama and just really dramatic, just friend me up because it becomes really fun. 2 weeks ago on Tuesday, after I did the show,
Yeah. Everything was fine.
everything was fine. I'm
Yeah, because
sitting.
Monday, because I saw your update. Monday you were here. You did the show. We spoke for a little bit after the show.
was a
You
good
hung
show.
out a little bit. It was a great show.
Everything was good.
And then
Okay.
Tuesday comes.
I wake up Tuesday morning. I always wake up much earlier than Joe. So I'm sitting at the kitchen table working on my laptop in my underwear, and the doorbell rings.
Is that what you do in the underwear?
Yeah.
Yes. Nice visual, huh?
Oh.
There's a picture you got stuck in your head.
Oh,
My
God.
eyes!
Oh, wait.
Okay.
Wait.
My eyes.
Not my head.
So the doorbell rings, and I scoot into the bedroom, throw on a pair of pants, and I run through and I grab a sweater and I throw up my arms, throw in the sweater, and I reach for the door.
Yeah.
And the fact that I can say this with a smile makes you know that it worked out okay. But
Yeah.
I reach for the door, and my left arm didn't respond.
No, it just nothing.
Nothing.
Oh my God.
My left arm is hanging dead at my side, and I'm looking at it, and I am going like, "Lift, damn you!" And
Yeah.
it's nothing is happening. So I freak out. I call Joanne, wake her up, and I'm like, "I can't move my arm. Oh my God, I can't move my arm." And okay,
What is Joe doing at this point?
she's asleep.
I was asleep.
No. But like he wakes you up to yelling at you. I can't move my arm. What are you thinking?
He just called. He didn't even say he couldn't move
Shake
his
it
arm.
off, Lon.
He's just screaming, Joanna, Joanna, Joanna. And so in my stupor, I come stumbling out of the bedroom, and I had no idea what was going on, and he's standing there, and he's like, I can't get my arm. I can't move my arm. So then I was like, oh my God. So I
So
said,
it was
Yeah.
my left arm. So at my age, left arm, it's a heart
Yeah.
attack. So I've said I've had a heart attack, or I'm having a heart attack, and I don't know.
What do you do when you're in the what happens when you're having a heart attack? Like, do they tell you do anything to make it better? I've never heard of anything like that. You
take
know?
an aspirin.
Take an aspirin.
Really?
Take an aspirin, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Take an aspirin and immediately call an ambulance. Call
Because you
911.
picture a heart attack like, oh, my heart.
Right, exactly.
Okay,
It
and then
doesn't
you
always
fall, but it's
happen
not
that
like
way.
that.
No, it's not.
My
But
arm wasn't tingly at all. You know what I mean? And they said that was tingly, but I'm not thinking about this because my left arm
Yeah.
is dead, So it's not, I'm freaking out. And then all of a sudden it starts coming back, and then it starts to tingle. And within a minute or so, within 2 minutes, I get the use of my arm back, but not completely. It's like when I go to grab a cup, I have to grab it and think about holding it. Yeah. And my thumb and my index and middle finger, they're nice and strong. My other two fingers are kind of weak, and my bicep feels like I have a blood pressure band around it.
And at this point, of course, you're panicking,
Right.
and you're
So-
not. You're
Which is
making
not-
it worse for yourself.
Oh, yeah.
yeah. So I said, I'm trying to be kind. I said, okay. I said, are you short of breath? He says, no. I said, are you nauseous? He said, no. So I said, okay, it's probably nothing. You probably
So I'm thinking I've
pinched,
done
I
some
said.
weird, my arm fell asleep kind of thing. But just before I had put on a pair of pants and a sweater, So I go to my doctor's not in on Tuesdays, so I go to my acupuncturist. Okay.
First person I would go to after a heart attack.
Okay. I go to my acupuncturist, and she said, "You pinched a nerve." I just obviously oddly pinched a nerve. And I've heard stories since about people who pinched nerves and you lost the use of their arm for like a couple of weeks.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. When my back started going, which I've discussed a couple times on the air, how I had a serious back problem. It first started from the sides, and I thought it was my kidneys.
Really?
Yeah, because I used to drink, and I used to
Used to?
I used to drink excessively.
I used to drink yesterday. This morning.
I used to drink about 1 o'clock in the afternoon. No, but I used to go out a lot. I used to drink a lot more than I do now. And I started worrying. I'm like, oh my God, maybe I've done damage to my kidneys. I mean, I wasn't binge drinking, but you never know.
Right.
So
I screwed up my back. So, but that was the first thing. You always think of the worst.
Right. Absolutely. So I go to the doctor the next day, and I do an EKG. My heart's completely fine.
Yeah.
I go get a spinal X-ray. My spine's completely fine. I obviously just pinched a nerve.
Yeah.
However, being a little anxious, they took my blood pressure, and my blood pressure when they took it was 140/90.
Yeah, I have a high blood pressure.
Yeah.
My blood pressure is always around 140. So I'm always that high.
Yeah. But the thing that
But it's
sucks,
not normal. I mean, you should be around 110, 120, right?
Yeah.
it's 120/80.
Okay.
It's like the baseline.
It's like the
So-
baseline. Okay.
So I'm just like flipping out now. And then he says, go get some blood tests. So
Yeah.
I go get some blood tests. So here, it really was just a pinched nerve. If I had just relaxed, I wouldn't have gone to the doctor, and I wouldn't have been told that my blood pressure was too high, which was a good thing.
Yeah.
But what really sucks about the whole thing is that if this had happened to me 10 or 15 years ago, I would have just said, oh, some weird thing happened to my arm.
Yeah.
No,
But
not at this age. I'm like, oh my God, I'm having a heart attack.
But at the same
know,
age, you start
I-
worrying because you're in your early
Late
to
60s, yeah.
late 80s. No, but like your early to mid 50s. This is when a lot of people.
That's right.
Croak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
John Ritter went at this age, and Barry White. They all
I mean, he was a
went at
little
this
older
age.
than-
I
you,
hope to be
but-
gone by 50. That's my goal.
Yeah.
Live a great life, and then 50.
Live
boom,
hard,
I'm
die
done.
fast.
Die young,
Yeah,
and
'cause I
leave
just
a
don't-
good-looking
I don't-
corpse.
yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely.
I don't want to get old.
So, wait a minute. So it's been 2 weeks. Had my blood pressure today. Andrew, 110/80.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, I
So
brought
what
it
did
back.
you do?
Joe, what did I do?
He's driving me crazy.
Oh no.
He's driving
no.
me crazy.
Why?
I am
Because
eating like nothing bad. I've not
he's-
eaten any sugar. I'm only eating, I'm doing the total like vegetarian,
And
damn near vegan thing.
and he's like cleaning the house and
Oh, no.
walking the dog, and then he goes to work out, and then he does something else, and he's like completely hyper and manic, and then he also and he also feels compelled to tell me all about
Yeah.
it.
Well, see, I've done that less because I'm documenting it all. I'm documenting my paranoia on Facebook.
Please do, please.
So what have you changed? I mean, your eating habits. Obviously,
Yeah, I've lost 6
right?
pounds in a week.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
That's great. What are you cutting? What are you adding?
You know what it is?
Crap.
And
Yeah.
and carbs. Just like there's no carbs.
Yeah.
I've not touched a piece of bread in a week or anything like that. No pasta, nothing. Basically all the whites, sugar, dairy, and flour, just gone.
Yeah, I mean, how many calories were you putting in a day?
I don't know, because I looked up my base calorie rate, and to maintain the weight that I was at, and I'm not going to tell anyone what that number is. I'll just tell you how much I'm losing, and I'll say I've lost, X number of pounds so far. But my basic calorie rate, like the number of calories I needed to maintain what I was 3,400 calories a day.
Since we're on this topic, I think it's a good time to talk about our sponsor, Zone Delivery USA.
Thus my, yeah.
Lon almost had a heart attack because he wasn't eating well.
That's right.
There we go.
Well, you know what it was? I was eating as if I was training without training.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was my problem too. I was putting in a ton of calories, and I wasn't really burning them off. I was just sitting here and I was working. But since I've been with Zone, they've been sponsored network. I went on the diet, and I'm down 25, 26 pounds because I'm still eating. I had meatball and gravy, meatballs and gravy, and an Israeli couscous
Ooh,
for dinner.
that's yummy.
I mean, and it's an extremely filling meal. I absolutely love it. And this is what it's like every day. You know, you have your 3 meals, you have your breakfast, lunch, dinner, and then 2 snacks in between. So you still have something to munch on
Right,
in
you're
between.
not starving yourself.
And it's amazing.
It's not a good idea to starve yourself, really.
Do you hear that again?
Yeah.
I can't figure out what that is.
I think
it's
there's a
car,
Zeppelin
right?
going by.
You hear that?
I think it's a Zeppelin.
What is that?
That's weird because you don't hear it anywhere else.
That's so weird.
We have a spirit.
Yeah, we do.
I think
Spirit
we
in the
That's
machine.
weird, right?
Yeah.
Because I don't hear it anywhere else, but I hear it here. It might be, that I'm a little bit excited because I'm on Zone and I'm losing all this weight. And you can get
Yay.
started too. If you go to zonedeliveryusa.com now, you get started to a fresh and healthy life. As the house rumbles away.
That's kind of odd.
That
huh?
is weird, right?
That is
Because
weird.
I can't hear it if I take the headphones off, but you could hear it with the headphones.
I just heard it. It's very
Yeah.
odd.
So, you started this network. Do you get death threats?
I have twice.
Twice.
Yeah, and I called the cops.
Did
and
you?
a guy had my address, had Jessica's workplace,
Ooh.
and he threatened to kill me and kill Jessica because I am an embarrassment to Armenians because I don't discuss Armenia.
Ah.
Yeah.
Well,
And I said, "This is why, sir. This is why I."
Is that
I
why
don't
you're on the
discuss-"
list on Wikipedia
Yeah.
of noted Armenians?
Noted Armenians, yeah. I am. I'm famous Armenians. There's like 2 of us. It's me, Kim Kardashian, and somebody else. Who knows?
I want to be Armenian by
is
association.
she Armenian?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah.
And goat.
And
But sometimes they're mistaken for the same.
that's true.
Yeah.
See, you can tell a joke like that. I tell a joke like that. I'm some Armenian racist.
Oh, you Armenian hater. No, I've gotten 2 that I took seriously.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I get it all the time. You suck. Go
Right,
die.
right.
But that's part of
Right.
what I'm doing. I welcome those. But when you start telling me my address, that's when I'm going to call the cops and
Yeah.
they're going to
Yeah.
show up at your house.
Oh yeah.
Well, did you hear about
definitely.
this guy? Okay. Oddly enough, a DJ, sort of part-time DJ,
What's
was
his
murdered
name?
this week. DJ Megadeth.
Megatron.
Megatron.
Optimus Prime obviously was out to get him.
Yeah, absolutely. But when I saw that, I often wondered if you worried about that sort of thing. I am never going to be that famous that anyone is going to go, now he must die.
With the internet, you don't even need to be that famous for the crazies to come out.
That's true. You really don't.
I mean, you could just be anybody at this point.
You could just post something on Facebook.
Well, you know what? That's the beauty and danger of anonymity, right? Nobody
Right.
knows who you are online, and you could be whoever you want, but at the
Right.
same time, everything is available. So somebody could eventually find out where you live. It's not that difficult.
no, it's really not.
Do you have like all sorts of Armenian sort of parallels? Because Armenia and America are so... Do they have like Captain Armenia in the United States of Armenia?
Yes, we did, but he had no superpowers and no weapons. He fought with pitchforks.
Very cool.
And fire was
what undid him? Fire.
Fire.
Fire
That
was his
weakness.
kryptonite.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And success.
There you
Fire and success
There you
were
go.
his weaknesses.
Let that be a warning
Yeah.
to you.
go. Speaking of success, did you see that Trump wants to run for president?
Oh, you know what's gonna happen? I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna be honest. They're gonna go and tell him, okay, you have to disclose all your finances.
Yeah, I
Right,
can't
that's
believe
what's
and
gonna happen.
he's gonna remember the '80s, and he's gonna remember a lot of those alleged shady deals he cut, and he's gonna withdraw.
it's not just any campaign.
Yeah.
It's a Trump
Yeah.
campaign.
Yeah, this is what happens with a lot of these wealthy,
Yeah.
extremely powerful men. They decide they've had everything and they want to run for office, and then they realize that, holy crap, my life isn't a secret. I have to disclose everything,
Right.
and they withdraw because they don't want their finances.
Yeah.
You think
What I
Donald
love-
Trump
I
wants
think-
everything of his
I
finances?
think people like Trump, when they run, like all the millionaires and stuff, when they begin to run, their poll numbers are really, really good.
Sure, yeah.
And they go, yeah, we would like Donald Trump. And then you find out about his personal life, and they're like, we hate Donald Trump. We love doing that in this country. We love people who like are successful. And then when they're supposed to be our politicians, they're supposed to be perfect.
Yeah.
And even if we supported them in their nomination,
Well, we do that even to celebrities.
Could
when
you imagine?
somebody becomes like super famous, and
you love to hate him.
and then they become too famous, and everybody starts ragging on them.
Well, look at Clooney. Clooney's a perfect example. This guy.
did you hear Clooney say that he would never run because he's
Yeah.
done too many
Yes.
drugs and too
Yeah.
many women?
I
Basically,
don't blame him.
Well, you look at any of these guys. Do we forget how Rudy Giuliani was a front runner to win the election of
That's
2008?
right.
Do we forget that?
Yes,
he was a
that's
front
right.
runner by like 20 points.
Yep.
And then it actually came down to voting, and nobody he didn't even stand a chance.
Yep.
So it's interesting how things change, but I don't think Trump will ever run.
He
I
was
don't
on The
think so
View.
either.
I think he's causing some scuttlebutt.
I think
Yeah.
he
And-
likes to have people talking
Sure.
about him. It's good for the ratings
He
of
just
his
had a
show.
Right. As long as
You know.
I heard someone talking about this, saying that as long as you are a potential candidate, then you're newsworthy.
Right,
If you
exactly.
say no, I'm absolutely not running.
I mean, let's face it. This man knows how to make money, and he knows how to use the media. He does. He
Yeah.
does. He knows how to get himself publicity.
Listen,
he
a
knows
man-
how to use the media, and that's
A man
you know.
that has that kind of a comb over knows how to use something.
Do you know there's a couple of
Obviously.
Art of the Comb Over
I've seen some
videos
websites.
on YouTube and stuff?
Yeah, I posted
They're
one.
amazing. They're like sculpture.
Yeah, there's this. There's
This
a
guy
video
looks
of
like he has a
Japanese,
full
Are
head
you
of
talking about
hair.
the Japanese guy?
Yeah.
He has like 5 strands of hair, and he like with manipulation. The strand
He
is
looks like he has the
Yeah.
Taj Mahal on
it's
his
like
head.
5 miles long, and he just wraps it up in his head.
But listen, at this point, if the Donald ever changed his hair, like he can't now. It's his signature. He has to keep it that way.
But why wouldn't you just get a piece at that point? Like you're going through all that work. You know what? You're
What
going
I-
through all that work. It doesn't look that great to begin with.
you
Just
could
get a piece.
a very good-looking
Yeah.
piece. I mean, you could get one that really looks natural.
Yeah, because everyone goes, but all hair pieces are bad. Well, all hair pieces that are bad you can see.
Right.
Yeah.
There are hair pieces that
There are
are
a
good.
lot of people who
Yeah.
are wearing them that you
and
don't notice.
You don't notice. But what I always struck
not
me was
like
like
he can't afford it.
Marv Albert. Who's the guy that went to prison? Milkins. He had
Oh,
the
yeah.
worst. He had billions of dollars, and he had
The worst.
absolutely worst
worst
toupee in the world.
Yeah.
Well, look at Bill Gates, one of the worst haircuts in the world, and the guy's a billionaire.
I know.
Yeah. What was his name? Ross Perot. He had like one suit coat.
Yeah. It's unbelievable, right? Well, you know what? That's the difference.
That's
now.
probably how they got
don't
the money.
care.
I'll tell you.
They didn't spend it on suit coats.
If Bill Gates, created Microsoft now, because of all the PR and because of all, it's a totally different world now. Everybody has a
true.
publicist. Everybody
That's
has an
true.
image consultant.
That's
Every
true.
celebrity. You will never see anything like that.
Probably not. Probably not. It's unfortunate, really.
Yeah.
Because so much is about what people look like. And
You see that?
Yeah. What is that? It sounds like thunder.
It does.
It sounds like someone's breathing into it, and I'm going, "Am I doing that?" And I stop
No.
breathing. It's not me.
Aggie.
Everyone, hold your breath.
Yeah, that's so weird.
That's weird.
That
It's
is
always during the show.
This show?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
we're all
us.
I'm wondering if it's something with the heat. When the heat starts coming up.
It's the heat,
Uh,
baby. It's
it
the
might
heat.
be.
It's
It might
yes,
be.
it's the heat.
It's the heat we generate.
I don't know. I'm thinking what celebrity right now could run for office and potentially win?
Nellie Olson from Little House on the
Absolutely.
Prairie. I think so.
I don't know. I mean, really.
There's so much there. Like you look at someone like John Kennedy. John Kennedy probably would have never gotten elected if everything was public.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No,
Like
of course
if
not.
we knew everything that
No.
we do now, but no celebrity, even no politician, they've been doing this for years. Everything that goes on, what Bill Clinton did was been going on from the beginning of
Bill
of
Clinton's
time.
mistake
Oh,
was getting
please.
caught.
Well, exactly,
Yeah.
and he made the mistake of getting caught, but that's because we have so much media and press and coverage and
it's-
everything
you
is out
can't-
there.
You can't hide anything.
I'm waiting for
anymore.
TMZ to just start following like senators and congressmen and stuff.
And
They
they will.
do, right?
They
I
will.
mean, they comment on Michelle Obama's dress.
Yeah.
She was sleeveless. Oh my God, she's
Yeah,
too sexy
yeah,
because
yeah,
she's not
yeah.
wearing sleeves.
Yes. Yes. I know.
She has the arms of a bodybuilder.
I
They're
can't.
commenting on her arms.
They're great.
I can't even listen to the president because I'm looking at her arms.
I
Yeah.
can't stand those people on that show, TMZ.
Ugh.
Oh my God.
They're all
They are
dead behind the
so
eyes.
Obnoxious. They are so obnoxious. I mean, first of all, like they totally tried to create the story.
Yeah.
They incite it themselves, and then they throw these sort of tidbits out that they like make up, and then they just sort of like make up, like try to make up a story out of nothing, out of something ridiculous.
Is it true that you've returned from Mars with Elvis with a great new diet?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Well, you know what it is? We love just total chaos, right? Like, we like our celebrities crazy.
Oh, we like to adore them
Right.
up to a point, and then we like
yeah.
to trash them.
Yeah.
It's like we build them up, knock them down, build them up, knock them down. We get a lot of
Well,
joy
we
out of
also enjoy we enjoy the scuttlebutt. We enjoy the gossip.
But why is it that some celebrities fall under that, we're just going to bash you category and others don't? Like, you look at someone like Jessica Alba or Natalie Portman. Natalie Portman does not fall under that classification of getting bashed by the media.
But
the body double, I know, the body double.
no. Did you hear the thing that just came out now that said that
In Black Swan, the body double,
it is rumored that they only used 5% of Natalie Portman's dancing.
Yeah, but who cares?
Oh, I care.
Why? It's a movie.
She got an Oscar for it.
I care. She got an Oscar for it.
Sure, she was playing the role. Do you look at Bruce Willis and say, well, this man can't possibly be blowing up those buildings? It's pyrotechnics. That's how I see it.
No, she got...
But he's doing the jumping off the building.
Amongst the movie community, she was given all this praise for the physical transformation that she made doing this film. And
she did do a transfer. Yeah, her body looks amazing right now because of the film.
But they carried on about all the training she did and all of this, and they made that a big part of why she got that Oscar. And very honestly, if that was not true, then it was a lie, and she doesn't deserve it.
No, I don't think anybody... that movie, Black Swan, I don't think anybody looked at that movie and said, well, we have to give her an Oscar because she's a good dancer. I think a lot of it was just... people that did not understand a thing, and it's the same theory as, you know what, I'm going to say Black Swan was great, then you're going to think it was great, then Lon is going to think it was great.
Well, it probably is, but part of what they made out of it that everyone was talking about was how she learned how to dance.
Don't get me wrong, I think she's done some really good performances.
And it just annoys me because I think, first of all, I didn't think she deserved the Oscar.
From the beginning?
Well, I never thought she deserved it.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. Exactly. But do you think this... When you saw the performance of the dance, did you say, well, she deserves an Oscar because she's dancing?
No.
Do you think people did?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
I do. I think people did. I
never knew she was that talented.
I think it contributed. Yes, people said, oh, wow, look how hard she worked. She's so talented. And I think it contributed to her winning the Oscar when there were other way more deserving people. And so
I think there were two people far more deserving. Her.
Zud in our chat room says he was angry and extremely disappointed when he went to see the movie because he thought it was about an actual swan. He was extremely disappointed. It does not deserve the Oscar.
I cry foul.
I don't know. It's a movie. It's a movie. You know what? She's a beautiful girl. It's a movie. She danced. Yes, but nobody knows what the hell the movie was about. Well, I'm still hung up on the fact that this girl got stabbed right before a major performance, and she went out there, and she did this whole 10-minute dance, and then she collapses.
You ever watched opera?
Yeah, really.
They sing "I'm Dying" for like 9 minutes.
Yeah, for like 20
hitting
minutes.
Double C's, C over C. Yeah,
no, it's just it annoys me because I think it threw votes in her favor when there were other people who have been in the business longer who deserved it more.
A lot of people thought one of two other people really deserved it. A lot of people were talking about Jessica Lawrence from Winter's Bone.
Yeah, Winter's
Jennifer Lawrence.
Jennifer Lawrence. Yeah.
Jennifer Lawrence.
They said that was a big disappointment that she didn't get it.
Yes,
it was a really good performance.
But
and a lot of people thought like
no.
Yeah, but the name that could have won was "Kids Are All Right." Annette Bening.
Oh, Annette Bening.
Annette Bening, yeah.
Who has been nominated several times before. She's a wonderful actress.
She could have won one of those compilation
and
Oscars.
She really, and I'm sorry, I thought she deserved it.
But you know what was interesting about Black Swan? Before the movie came out, you have to give it up to the marketing department for that movie.
Oh, yeah, that's what it was all about. It was all the PR.
The entire movie, you think it's about Mila Kunis and Natalie Portman.
Right.
And it's not.
No.
Mila Kunis is not a... Mila Kunis is like this figment of her imagination. I'm sorry, I'm spoiling it for you, all you Black Swan fans, but...
Rosebud is the sled. Rosebud is the sled.
How dare you say that, Lon. But...
Titanic sinks. Don't go see it.
He has no idea what that means.
I do know what... I know it's from Casablanca.
No.
Rosebud. It's Rosebud. The sled is Rosebud.
Citizen Kane.
I know. It's the sled. And then the globe. And then the autistic child is staring at the globe and saying Rosebud.
Okay.
And then Orson Welles comes out and does a commercial about,
There you go.
I don't know, fish sticks.
Yes.
That's the Simpsons take on
Yeah.
it. Frozen peas.
Yes.
Yeah.
Frozen peas, yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
But back about Natalie Portman, you're right. I think the PR department, the
Yes.
marketing department, the
Definitely.
studio pushed this movie to win an
Yes.
Oscar even before anybody had seen it. People had decided, well, this is an Oscar contender.
You're right. You're right.
Because of the 3-minute trailer you just saw, you're deciding it's an Oscar contender.
You're right.
It was pieced together. It was
No,
just
you're absolutely
stunningly
right. It was a
pieced together.
It was a
Oh, yeah,
marketing
some
It made
plan.
me
trailers-
want to see it. I had the trailer showed nothing, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was just her dancing, and you're like, Black Swan. I need to see this.
Right. Oh yeah. Definitely. You're right. But I think now also she's become really famous, and there's starting to be backlash because
Yeah.
there's also talk about the fact that, oh, isn't it lovely she's having a baby and getting married? Yes, but now it's coming out that she got pregnant by
Before.
her co-star while he was living with his longtime
Yeah.
girlfriend.
And to make it all spin in my conspiracy theory
Wasn't
and
he
how
French?
My conspiracy theory is that her own management team puts these stories out because she has a movie coming out where she's totally naked in it, and this gets you even more press. So now she's being
that's true.
spun as this, not a really good girl type character.
Right.
I think that and it is interesting how I was reading this article and it was talking about how the marketing and PR teams, the publicists, depending on what kind of role you're playing, the media will portray you in a certain way, and a lot of the times it goes based on the movie you're playing.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Before Heath Ledger, when Heath Ledger did Brokeback Mountain, this bad boy image thing was not as
Prominent.
not prominent, but it wasn't as exposed by the media. It was there, but it wasn't as exposed by the media. Once he started doing that, the Joker role, it started coming out more, and then he died, and he became this big, they martyred him in Hollywood. But it's interesting how it's spun into the character they're playing,
Yeah.
and I think the PR teams have a lot to do with it. Like you look at Paris Hilton, right? Which is useless. But
Yes.
her publicist, all these leaks, who do you think it comes from?
Oh, yeah, most likely.
That
But I
wasn't-
mean, she has nothing to be famous for except being famous.
Yeah.
So
and having the sex tape.
right, but that's like old news.
And not liking black people, apparently.
It's what?
Not liking black people.
I didn't hear this.
Yeah.
What did she do to a black person?
She did an interview with Neil Strauss, a friend of Spencer Copen's Bold Truth. He's been on a show many times. Neil writes for he
Neil
wrote the game.
He wrote the game.
Yeah, the game.
Pickup
It's like
artist
the
book.
pickup artist book. And he also writes for
He wrote How to Be a Porn Star.
yeah.
He co-wrote with Jenna Jameson.
Yeah, he's written a lot of books. I mean, really smart guy. He interviewed her for Rolling Stone or something when she was 18. And she spoke about how she's been offered to do Playboy. And she's probably not going to end up doing it because she could get more money from her father to pay her not to do it. So now you're seeing what a screwed up person she is. And then she said something about going to a club, and he goes, would you date a black guy? He goes, oh, no, gross. I would never date a black guy. I don't like black people.
Are you serious?
So, I'm breaking. I don't know the exact quote, but it was implying black people are gross. I would never date a black guy. That's what she was implying. And she's been on camera saying the N-word over and over again. Look at those N's. Look at those N's.
Really?
Yeah, on one of those sex tapes.
Really?
Yeah, so of course you don't hear about that
She probably won't be running for president.
on the Hollywood Insider lawn. You won't hear about that because
No.
they want to do the interview with her.
Of
I want to
course.
see this turmoil come with theater actors. I want to see all the gossip for theater actors.
You never really hear it because most people think about it. A movie comes out, and in one day, that actor is exposed to, thousands and thousands and thousands of people. And how many people sit in a theater audience? A few hundred?
I was watching CBS Sunday Morning, which is one of my favorite shows because I apparently am a baby boomer.
You are?
They say that show's for baby boomers.
Oh.
Yeah.
Which show?
CBS Sunday Morning.
I
He
love
loves
CBS.
that.
Yeah, me too. I absolutely love it. And they were showing the guy from The Exorcist, the
Peter
priest.
Benchley? The Max von Sydow.
He,
Max von Sydow played the priest.
Jimmy. He played Jimmy, the Greek guy, where the mother was in the body of.
I never saw the movie.
You never saw Exorcist?
No.
Did you saw?
Yeah, I'm blanking on the.
I forgot the name. He was a theater actor.
Right.
And he had a
okay.
very successful play.
Mm-hmm.
And they revived the play, and a lot of celebrities are in there. The guy from 24 is in there.
Oh.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Come
that
on.
championship season.
Yes.
Yes.
And they were showing.
Oh, I forget who the older actor is. I know who
Yeah.
you're talking about. I can't think of his name.
And the older actors, I think he was in the original. He's a very prominent theater actor.
I believe he was.
And it was showing, the chemistry of it and how the story. It was such an interesting story of that play, and how they're reviving it. And they're saying they're expecting it to be one of the biggest plays.
Yeah,
of the year.
it's doing very well.
Because it's doing amazing. And
It's
it's
doing
a
very
very
well.
interesting story about a group of high school basketball players that never went beyond winning that championship year.
Right.
Yeah.
And I guess it hits so many, it hits a nerve with me because.
It's a 20-year-old play,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was amazing. And I remembered, I've been dying to bring it up to you guys.
I'm sure that part of the reason it's doing well is because Chris Noth and Kiefer Sutherland
Yes.
and Jason Patrick, all
Jason
of whom
Patrick is the son of the
Yes.
person who wrote that championship season.
yes,
Yeah.
these are all movie actors and TV actors that people know are in the play. So they're getting, I'm sure, a big audience from tourists and stuff that very rarely go see a straight drama on Broadway.
By the way, Jason Patrick, born and raised, guess where?
Where?
Queens.
Really?
Yeah.
He's a guy from Queens.
Yeah.
He's a guy from Queens.
So many of us are.
Because it's very hard. It's very difficult now to sell a drama on Broadway.
You think so?
Oh,
I would rather
extremely.
see a drama than a musical.
But
You are
but-
in this vast minority.
Yeah, because think
in the
about
vast
when
minority.
you go to the tourists always want to go see the big show.
Yes.
Yeah.
They want to see the big show.
And
everyone's a tourist.
90% of Broadway's
Yeah, but it's shit
income
in
now,
Broadway.
but it's because it's
It's
all
sad,
it's
but
all
it is.
it is
It's all like
sad.
Vegas reviews.
It's
tell
all
you, we
like
went-
Vegas reviews. It's all being done for tourists.
We
That's
went to
where
go
they
see.
get their
We
money.
went to go see. What was that crap?
Rock
play?
of Love.
No.
Rock
Rock
of
of
Ages.
Ages.
Rock of Ages.
It's like
We
it's
didn't
A,
stay to the end. I couldn't do it anymore. I was dying.
it's
I was
like
dying.
a Vegas review or something. I mean, it's
Yeah.
not a real play. It's not a.
It's got a
I
storyline
totally
that's
agree
paper
with you.
thin, yeah.
I find most. I mean, for me, I like musicals, but it has to be a really well-written musical with really great music. And most of these are just thrown together.
For the pop. They
Right.
do a couple weeks and then they're done.
Right.
They make a ton of money for the time period they're on.
Exactly. That's exactly it. And they get, but the tourists all swarm in.
I think the only show that has real legs on Broadway at this point is Phantom of the Opera, right? That's the only one that's been around a really long
Yeah,
time.
but I don't like
Is there
Phantom.
I don't either.
Neither do I.
But it's got a name.
Yeah.
And tourists come here and they've heard of it.
And they're pretentious and they have no idea if it's even good. And everybody loves it because they're supposed to
to
like
love it. And people come here from out of town
And
and
don't
they've
get me
heard
wrong,
about Phantom.
I like a couple of things that Andrew Lloyd Webber has done, but a lot of it I don't. You know. But he has great genius in him, and he doesn't allow himself it. I don't think.
No, there is definitely merit to some of the things he's done.
I want to continue the show, but before we do, I want to thank our sponsor, Hover.com.
Who we love.
The simplest and most easiest way to buy a domain name. Buying a domain should be simple. You shouldn't have to deal with the upsell that those other guys do. You shouldn't have to worry about, how much am I going to end up spending? Because they tell you, it's $12, $13 for a domain. You end up leaving with a $35 checkout for one domain. Why? Because they add on private registration, which they charge you $11.99 for private registration. Hover throws in for free. You end up getting scared into buying all these other certified website, which is another $6.99 on top of it, when it's totally unnecessary and nobody's looking at it. It's this constant upsell that these other guys are doing that Hover will not do. When you go to Hover, it's simple. You go, you check out, you leave. If you want to call them up, guess what? No hold time. Somebody's there to pick up, and they'll do the transaction for you. They make it extremely easy. And you could go there right now and get 10% off your entire purchase at hover.com. If you go to gfq.hover.com, they're also running a promotion. They have free concierge service for transferring your domain. So whether you have 1 or 100 domains, they'll transfer it for you for free when you call them up. There's a $10 fee for that
Very
1 year.
cool.
Wow.
There's a $10 fee for the 1 year, but you're getting an extended year on top of what you have. So they make it unbelievable. Plus, the coupon code works for that too. So go check them out. gfq.hover.com. Get 10% off your entire purchase at Hover.
Hover.
Domain names made simple. Back to you, Lon.
Very cool. You've been watching the Final Four?
I have not watched any Idol this year. Not even a second of it. I haven't. I've had zero interest.
You're asking Idol. I was asking about basketball. That's so cool. I can talk about Idol.
Are you talking about because I see Idol here?
Okay. You just want to talk about it.
I do. I have Idol on the mind.
Very, very honestly, all the singers that are left each could have a recording contract.
They're really very good this year.
Lon is talking about NCAA basketball, and I'm talking about Idol.
Yes.
What's happening
What's wrong
here?
with this picture?
Yeah. No, I actually, I'm not big on NCAA basketball. I like the NBA.
The only reason that I always find sports interesting when what's not supposed to happen happens.
Yeah.
That's when I find it interesting. And what's happened is because the teams are cranking out such good players that the prominent teams in college basketball lose their players. They'll leave when they're freshmen and sophomores to go into the NBA.
Yeah, because they know they're going to make $1 million bucks.
And then these programs have big holes in them because they had stars in them. So now what you have is you have all these mid-level teams that are coming through. So you have teams that no one's ever heard of before closing in on the Final Four.
Yeah, like that Duke.
No, Duke's
Don't
gone.
look at me. I know nothing.
Duke's gone. But you have Butler and you have Virginia Commonwealth. I mean,
who?
Yeah, exactly.
The Commonwealth of Virginia.
Ah.
It was a book that was written in the 1920s.
I see. And why is it a commonwealth?
I don't know. And Massachusetts, Virginia, and Pennsylvania are commonwealths. They're not states.
What does that mean? Does anyone out there know what that means? Because I don't know.
Puerto Rico's a commonwealth.
But Puerto Rico's not also a state.
Oh, that might be your opinion. I don't know.
It's also the opinion of the United States government, but whatever.
So you say. Kentucky is a commonwealth as well. Massachusetts, Pennsylvania, Virginia.
Yeah.
So what is a commonwealth? What
the Commonwealth states. Let me see here.
What constitutes a commonwealth?
Let's see. Let's Wikipedia this bad boy.
Can you still get a spoon or a thumbnail thing?
What?
You collect the little tiny spoons from each state.
Oh.
Does it say the
I don't
Commonwealth of
know.
Massachusetts?
It's not really saying.
It's not?
Government based on the common I have no idea. This
sounds
is gonna be
communist
way too,
to me.
Yeah, it sounds
communist.
It's red anyway. I see the
Yeah.
states in red. It means communist. The Chinese are coming. It's
Absolutely.
over.
It's all over. Well, that's an interesting thing for us to look up is why they are commonwealths.
We'll find out for next week. But we want to talk about Idol because Andrew does.
I do. I've I've heard so much about Idol this year.
Steven
It's
Tyler
good.
has a quote every week. Man,
Steven Tyler. First of all, Marc Anthony's been there like every week.
Yes.
He's like the backstage guy now.
And he's more useful than all of them combined.
Well, he's been coaching the singers.
Well, didn't he tell them? I heard somewhere he told them like adjust the monitor in your ear.
Yeah.
Yes.
And they were all singing really bad, and he told them to readjust the monitor in their ear. And the next week they came out, they all hit it out of the park, and they all did well.
Yes.
And nobody, because he's a singer and he's able to tell them.
That's
that.
right.
It's really sad at this point. Any week that they
Well,
lose someone because
he was actually coaching them one week, and they all, I guess, were complaining, and he was noticing, watching it, what was happening to them, that they weren't able to hear themselves in.
And that's a big deal to hear yourself.
It's a huge deal.
Even to what we're doing, I can't do a show without hearing myself at this point. I feel very uncomfortable if I don't have a monitor in my headphone. Yeah.
No,
I need to monitor myself.
I don't at all.
At first, it was very uncomfortable because it was like a weird echo.
Yeah.
But now I rely on the monitor because then I know how much I could back off, how close I could come, if I'm sounding good.
No, I guess that's true. But I mean, interestingly,
it's doing it again.
It just did. I know.
It's like the tide is coming.
Yeah.
I know. It's so weird. No, it's very interesting because they really are. The people they have this year are really good.
Yeah.
They are. They're really good. And
I've heard that, and the ratings have been great, surprisingly, which everybody pinned it to be this disaster of a season.
And frankly,
must be killing Simon.
Oh, it must be killing Simon. I am finding it very refreshing not having Simon there, very honestly. Because
how many seasons did they do it with him? Quite. I mean, after a certain point, you kind of
10, 11, something.
Well,
like
you have to remember, it couldn't be worse than having Ellen there, right? That was just a scramble. And then Cara DeGuardi, whatever, what was her name?
Cara
DeGuardia.
The one that has no laugh lines because she's never smiled.
No, she smiles.
Yeah, miserable person.
She was flirting something serious with
She wasn't miserable.
Yeah, I couldn't stand her.
Oh, she wasn't miserable.
Nobody knows you. Go back and write some songs for somebody.
Oh, stop.
I don't know. I think the mismatch. Mishmash.
I don't know what you're trying to say.
I don't know. Like the screwed upness of like the you have Steven Tyler there, and you have Jennifer Lopez, which is horrible, right? She's horrible.
No, she's not horrible at all.
Oh God, she has to be.
No, she's not.
I
really not.
heard a couple of things like her talking.
She's
so unpleasant.
She's not unpleasant at all.
I don't know. Maybe I'm seeing something else.
No, she's not unpleasant at all. She's very nice, as
she's
a
been
matter
very
of fact.
cool.
She's
been very cool.
She's very encouraging.
He is from the block, so.
She's extremely encouraging to the contestants. She's very
I think
positive.
having two like really performers, like Paula Abdul was like almost like as a talent. Not that she's not talented, but kind of a flash in the pan.
Yeah.
Whereas Steven Tyler, Steven Tyler has been
still
singing since the early 70s.
Yeah. And he's still, selling out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Jennifer Lopez has a career, keeps going. I mean, a lot of people don't like the new stuff, but she's still cranking
But
it
it's
out.
interesting. I mean, and they're recent. When was the last time Paula Abdul had a hit before
Right.
American
Right.
Idol?
Right.
You're
Right.
talking, American Idol came out when 2000, 2001, 2002. So you're talking 10 years before that. So about
Well-
20 years ago, she had a hit.
And they really, Steven Tyler really knows music.
Yeah.
He really knows
Yeah.
music because when he talks to the contestants, he will say, like, I appreciated how you did that over the bridge, and
Sure.
how you modulated the. He really knows music. Actually, I don't know if I ever told you this story, but a friend of ours was working at a theater camp up in upstate in the Catskills, and it's a very prestigious theater camp, and a lot of very famous people's kids go there. So Mia Tyler, Liv's sister, who is, or was at least for a while, a plus size model, she was going there one summer. And they do a performance, and the kids do performances, then parents and family come up to see it. So Steven Tyler came up to see the performance, and our friend happened to be the musical director on the show that she was in.
Yeah.
And he also played the show. So at the end of the show, Steven Tyler came up to him and talked to him for a while and said, "Hey man, like, I really loved what you were doing with the music, and I loved how you like took it back in that one song. You changed the key for that kid."
I
And
mean, he was
like,
talking full out. I mean, he wasn't just like.
And he was, and our friend said, this was quite a while ago. This is about 15 years ago, and our friend said he was really nice guy, like really nice, because some of the celebrities come up there and they're real attitudey and stuff.
Yeah, but Steven Tyler, I think a lot of the times he's been out of it, and he's just so out of it to be mean. He can't be mean.
But listen, some of them are really attitudey. They walk around with major attitude.
I was watching something, and I forgot what celebrity it was, and it was recently, and they were talking about how they'll never turn somebody away from signing like an autograph or like taking a picture. And she goes, no matter how tired I am and no matter how bad of a mood, it was Lisa Lampanelli.
Okay.
And she was talking about, she says, I'm so grateful to be here. It's such a privilege to be here.
Right.
Yeah, what
And,
nice
and
life.
why would I, this person is coming up to me, and it does take a lot to go up to someone and say, hey, can I have your autograph? It takes a lot of nerves, and you're nervous. Why would I ever turn to this person and say, you know what, F you, I'm not giving you an autograph, I'm busy. I owe it to this person because this is a person buying my albums and coming to see my shows. Why would I be this person to them?
That's right.
But that that rock and roll attitude kicks in, and you're kind of expected to be a dick, right? In a lot of
It's not
to
just,
a lot of people.
It's not just rock and roll, though. A lot of celebrities are really nasty.
Yeah.
By the same token, people get obnoxious.
They do, and they were saying how a lot of these people that like
You're in the
appearing on
bathroom. You're in the bathroom,
Yeah.
and someone shoves a piece of paper under the stall door.
Yeah,
going,
that's a
"Can I have your
little
autograph,
bit much."
please?"
We went out to dinner. We were at Sapphire's because I was doing Stepping Out again. I was helping them produce it, and there was Penthouse Pet of the Year. Nikki Benz was at the table. Porn star, very beautiful girl, and we were sitting and we were having dinner. This is what my life has become at this point. I'm having dinner with porn stars on a Tuesday, not even a good night, and two rabid fans come over. And they start like harassing her, and they're like, "Oh my God, what are you doing here? What are you doing here? What are you doing here? Can I have your autograph? Can I take a picture?" And she's like, "I'm having dinner."
Right.
And she was as nice as possible. She's like, "I'm gonna have my dinner. I'll see you maybe later or something." And they're just sitting there like this,
Yeah. Yeah.
Until they have to get security and get them to throw them out.
I'm sure if you're a really big star, that gets a bit old after a while.
Yeah.
You know, I'm sure it does. But by the same token, there are stars who manage to still be gracious to people.
Well, you two are always nice when I come over.
That is true.
Yeah, and we autograph for you.
Yeah.
We do.
Yeah. Joanna just does not wake up. I come over and she's sleeping.
Yeah, absolutely.
I need my beauty sleep.
Yeah.
Have you watched Apprentice at all?
The Celebrity Apprentice?
No, I'm really
everyone's
bad.
crazy on it this year.
Oh,
I mean,
they're
like
all nuts.
you got a lot of crazy. Nene, Star, Dionne Warwick,
Oh
kind
my
of loopy,
God.
and Gary Busey is like king crazy.
Gary Busey.
He's so crazy.
Does he get a?
Well, he does things like
He's
Andrew, tonight is the show, and by show I mean seeing how omnipotent we are.
Yeah.
You know, it's like he makes every word is not.
You know, Gary Busey was always a little off. From the beginning, before the motorcycle crash.
Yeah.
But the motorcycle crash knocked the crazy
that
meter
just
off
put
the charts.
put the frosting on the cake of crazy.
Crazy.
Sometimes they get bumped in the head and they become normal. No. With Gary Busey, it went totally the other way. This guy's whacked off. I was watching The Soup and he was doing some appearance in some
nuts.
town, and the guy is doing the weather. Gary Busey runs up. He goes, "Gary Busey, nice to meet you." He goes, "You're doing a great job, great guy." And then he starts saying something and goes, "Gary Busey, off." And he runs off and he falls and he trips over the set and he bangs his head on the lighting.
You know, that's one of Gary Busey's more gracious moments.
He's nuts. Or, as Steven Tyler said to one of the contestants last week, he has a rich vein of inner crazy.
Who is he talking about?
One of the contestants, he goes, "You have a rich vein of inner crazy."
Yeah, it's nice for you're effing crazy.
Yeah, absolutely.
No, I haven't watched any of these shows this year. My schedule's so out of control. As soon as I'm out of here, I shut down.
We watch The Race and we watch Survivor.
I'm dying to see, and I'm a big Showtime fan, so I really like Shameless, and I've seen maybe 3 episodes, not in order.
Did you watch The Tudors?
No, I didn't see The Tudors, but I heard great stuff about it.
Great.
The same people did another show about the Borgias, which are the rich Italian family.
Which is the one that was on recently.
No, it hasn't been on yet.
Oh, it hasn't? I saw the coming attractions, though.
They've been running the attractions for a year.
Oh, my God, really?
Yeah, it hasn't been on yet.
No, I'm a big fan of Shameless. I saw maybe 3 of them. I absolutely love the series, and I'm waiting for, a couple of them to download in, the DVR so I could just watch the entire thing.
We gave a friend of ours, because he doesn't have Showtime, we gave him for his birthday, and
someone
then
in the room just asked
him.
about this.
We gave him the first season of Californication.
One of the greatest shows ever.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, I'm not going to lie, I had a David Duchovny poster on my wall.
Did you really?
I was a big David Duchovny fan, and I always will be. My goal is to be a blend of David Duchovny, Alec Baldwin, and Charlie Sheen. I'm almost there.
I'm sure Jess
Your own
is
rich
so
inner vein
happy
of
to
crazy.
hear that.
That's the name of the show, by the way.
Yeah, it is a great show. Any show that has a guy suffocating like the way David Carradine did, hanging himself.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw
that episode and the dead monkey. I mean, that is just that.
The show is written
stuff.
so well, right? The show is written well,
is.
and it's the same kind of charm as, and it's weird to say, as 2.5 Men, because David Duchovny and Charlie Sheen kind of play this character of themselves, and they're so natural at it. David Duchovny is so natural at that show. It's almost
scary.
like it's not acting. It's almost like it's like something like the Larry David Show, where he's Curb Your Enthusiasm, like he's. It's loosely written.
Right.
Because Curb is loosely written. And it's almost like that because you almost feel so uncomfortable while you're watching it. One of my favorite shows,
But it's funny as hell.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. You sit there and you're laughing and you're going,
no,
oh, God,
it's
I
just
really
wrong.
shouldn't be laughing
It's just
at
wrong.
this. It's so wrong.
See, we should invite you if you're not doing anything Saturday night. We feel that
Our bed's going to be extremely crowded.
because we watch TV in bed.
be a big party.
That's when
we are having.
I sleep nude though, so
we
you might
are
be
having
able
a
to
Gone with the Wind tutorial.
Oh my God!
For anyone that hasn't seen Gone with the Wind.
No, I think I might pass on that.
Yes.
Have you ever seen Gone?
Yes, I have, and I'm not a fan.
Okay.
That's too theatrical for me.
How could you not be a fan? That movie was made in 1939.
The theatrical that makes it great.
Yes. Yeah, I am a. You know, I last week I was kind of ragging on Liz Taylor when and I said something like
that isn't nice.
No, it's a retractment what I'm doing, and it's rare, and you'll probably never hear me say it again. I was kind of ragging on her, and I said I didn't, and I said I never got what men saw in her. This that they were stunned by her, and I didn't get it, and I said, you know, I didn't get Cleopatra. I never got her eyes until I saw this like 10-minute documentary of her life. It was like one of the news things for running it. And I absolutely, I saw it. I said, oh my God, now I see what people mean. There is something so attractive about her. And even when she was a little heavier, like in the 70s, like early 70s, when she was married to, what's his name? Richard Burton. It was an interview with Richard Burton and her. And I think CBS had done, 60 Minutes had done it years ago in the early 70s. And I'm looking at her, and I'm saying she's probably 40 at this point. But there's something so attractive about her.
There was something incredibly compelling about her.
And I was, you know, there's this sexuality and an extremely sexy woman, and I'm looking. I said, "Oh my God, now I see it." And it was that 10-minute block that I saw, and I take back every bad word I said about her.
Because you didn't really know her.
I knew her as the fat woman selling, you know,
right. You didn't know her when
perfume.
she was young, and she was exquisite.
Yeah.
I mean, she was just, and there was this earthiness about her. This natural.
What was the movie where she had to gain the weight for?
Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf?
In Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf, she had to make eggs in one of the scenes. They gave her the eggs, and she goes, "What am I supposed to do with this?" She had no idea how to cook eggs.
Well, she had been a movie star since she was 12.
Yeah, she had been a movie star since she was a little kid.
So I take back everything I said about her.
Yeah.
I totally get it now.
Yeah, she was a beautiful woman, and she actually was a very good actress too.
Yeah, she's got 2 Oscars.
Yeah,
you know, one is
a like
one performance.
No, it's like a honorum.
Yeah,
Oscar.
Honorary.
What do they call
honorary?
Honorarium.
Is it? Yeah, honorary. Honorarium.
But this friend of ours who is in our acting class, in my acting class, and he's not even that young. He's older. He's a lot older than you. He's an actor. He is sadly missing a huge film education. So we are beginning his education with a tutorial.
I've gotten
Saturday.
into Charlie Chaplin the last couple of weeks, and I want to see in its entirety. The version I got was pretty bad. The Great Dictator, 1940,
okay.
And it was, I believe, it was his first or his only speaking role.
Yes.
And it's a really funny movie, and he plays this Hitler type parody character. It's a really funny movie, and I would definitely advise anybody to go check it out because it was brilliantly written, really funny. But we have to wrap it up for today.
We do.
Go to our website, guysfromqueens.com. Also go to streaming site, gfqlive.tv. We have all our shows posted there. You could subscribe to I'm Just Saying, one of my favorite shows here on the network, on iTunes, on the Zune, on pretty much everywhere you could imagine. If you just go to guysfromqueens.com, you can subscribe. It really helps us out when you subscribe, so make sure you do so. Lon, anything to promote?
I'm a month away from doing my ride, my replacement ride for my normal California ride. Go on Facebook, find me, the link to donate to that ride, and I'm already nearly 3/5 of the way to the pledge amount that we said that we wanted. So I really hope you do that. So sign on and pony up $5. That's all I really ask for. You got more, I'm not going to complain.
Yeah. Thank you, Lon. And
All
we'll
right,
see you all next week. Good night, everybody.
Good night
Bye.
now.